Morning, everybody. Thanks for joining me as we take a look at your weekend forecast for February 21st through the 23rd. And things are looking quiet for the first time in a while, especially on a weekend. It has been, obviously, we have seen significant weather the last couple of weekends with a snowstorm and then last week's mess. 2 weeks ago, a snowstorm and then last week's mess. This weekend will not include any of that kind of weather. Let's take a look at satellite. You can see why. We have the system that brought snow to the mid-Atlantic, and really not even really the mid-Atlantic, more like eastern Virginia and North Carolina over the last couple of days, or last day. That has wrapped up to our north and our east, and has drawn some cold air down, reinforcing kind of shot of cold air, which is why we've been quite cold here across the Northeast, but we have been dry. We have a very weak system, which may bring a few clouds and maybe a flurry Saturday overnight into Saturday overnight into Sunday morning, but probably just a few clouds. Very weak system, no moisture really associated with it. We don't look to see a significant storm. We will have a little bit of a weak system next sometime Monday night, Tuesday, somewhere in that range. And then we may see another more significant storm later in the week, although details on both of or especially on the second storm, very fuzzy. It's over a week out, or about a week out. So yeah. But until then, we're dry, basically. You can see there is some lake effect snow continuing. The lakes have frozen in many ways, but still enough open water and enough warmth over in the lakes, kind of held over as a reserve to give us a little bit of lake effect snow, especially with the strong winds and the very cold temperatures that are here. So the lake effect bands this year have just gotten absolutely hammered for lake effect snow. Some winters you don't get a ton of lake effect snow. This has not been one of those winters. I mean, they always get some lake effect snow, but this winter it's just been as much as we have a lot of snow. Places in western and central New York are just been absolutely hammered with snow. So anywho, behind that though, you can see a lot of area where we're basically where the weather has really quieted down. And we are on a general upward trend temperature-wise. After today, things will get warmer. Today's another day with temperatures in the upper teens to low 20s, basically. But after that, we jump about 5 degrees to 7 degrees for tomorrow, and then another 5 or 6 degrees for Sunday. So that by Sunday, we're close to freezing, and maybe a little bit above in a lot of the valley locations. So yeah, that's an improvement. As you can see, temperature-wise, the real cold, basically, it's the same air mass, but it's modified some. This air mass, which kind of got pushed into the central part of the United States, as cold as we were here across the east, it was colder to our west. And instead of like single numbers and around zero, there were a lot of temperatures, overnight lows that were like 20 below zero in a lot of the Dakotas, Minnesota, places like that. But solely as that has not been reinforced by cold air from the pole, and as the days are longer, sun angle is getting higher, it does start to warm up that air mass as it sits over the central part of the plains a little bit. And so that's why temperatures are still cold, still below average, and particularly cold. Some of this is pushed pretty far south, so some places across the southern United States pretty chilly for this time of year, but not as cold as it's been. And this air mass, as it kind of heads towards us, will continue to kind of retreat and also to modify. And so we're going to get a little bit of warmth. Again, we're not getting spring-like warmth, but we are going to get a little bit of warmth. If you take a look at the overall pattern, you see some general swirls. We have a bit of an upper level low across the mountains. It's kind of falling apart. Another pretty strong short wave here south of Alaska. But generally, the big picture flow is mostly west to east. We're pretty zonal right now, which what that means is when you don't have major rises and then dips in the jet stream, you don't get major storms. You get kind of weaker storms. And so that's been the pattern here. We have finally... And if we can doubt, actually one of the stronger storms that does have one of the more significant dips is the one that kind of came through with the snow to our south a couple days ago. But that system, like I said, is kind of pulling out. And then after that, it is a little less dramatic. We won't stay in this pattern forever. We'll get more large-scale systems eventually, but at least for the next few days, we're kind of quieted down. And we're in the system where we get these quick, very weak systems. Sometimes they're a little bit stronger. If the short wave within the bigger pattern is a little stronger, that will probably be like the storm on Saturday, or the system that moves through on Saturday is a very weak short wave in the midst of a very weak pattern. So we get almost nothing from it, just some clouds. on the storm Monday, Tuesday. That's got a little bit stronger of a piece of shortwave energy, but the overall pattern is still very progressive. So it's just kind of not a significant storm. And right now that one looks like it could be mixed. It could be snow, it could be rain, it could be a little bit of both. Accumulations look, even if it was all snow, just 1 to 2 inches. So pretty minor there for that. So, oops, I'm going the wrong direction here. Let's take a look. Just not a lot to talk about really. So we're just going to move right into the forecast. Today, again, low 20s, decent amount of sun, but also a decent amount of clouds, kind of a mix of sun and clouds. We do clear out tonight. It'll give us one more cold night, not quite as cold as we've been, not below zero. We've had a lot of, especially in the valley locations, below zero temperatures. A few of us might go below zero tonight, but most of us stay just a degree or two above zero. Saturday, like I said, 6 degrees warmer on average. So yeah, that's a little bit better. Full sun on Saturday, not breezy. Really good skiing. The skiing is great right now, especially as we get into Saturday and Sunday where it's not quite so cold. It's been, they've had time to groom in all the kind of mess that happened last week. The snow depths are deep. There's chances to ski basically everywhere. Even in the woods, it's pretty good. It's not like powder good, but it's pretty good. So if you get a chance to ski this weekend, you should get out and do that. Saturday night, there's probably should be more clouds in that picture than I meant. I meant to put the clouds, more clouds in there. But Saturday we're a little bit cloudier, maybe even a flurry Saturday night. But temperatures hold in like the upper teens. Sunday, again, about 32 on average for the high. Mix of sun and clouds. This should be getting sunnier throughout the day. Sunday's pretty nice. Good skiing. Not quite as cold. When it's sunny, it'll actually feel, given how cold it's been, relatively warm, and then some clouds move in, and we're not quite as cold Sunday night into Monday as well, with temperatures only dropping down to around 20 degrees. So, hey, not too bad realistically as we go forward. Weekend details, just to give you an idea, our active storm pattern has come to an end. We will be dry and seasonable this weekend. Temperatures will start off on the chilly side today, but warm into the upper 20s and low 30s by Sunday. No threat of precipitation this weekend. Next chance of a significant storm holds off until the end of next week. We'll have to keep an eye on that storm. There's been at times indications that it might be pretty significant, and currently the models are pointing towards a little bit less significant. It's TBD, but that would be the next chance of something that would really impact travel and things like that. And so we're just going to have to wait and see. Probably won't really know until at least probably Tuesday or so next week that we can kind of hone in on the details of that. So anyway, that's what's going on. Relatively quiet. I do want to give a quick shout out to my patrons. They help support what I do here at the West River Other Guy. If you're interested in becoming a patron, you can click on the link in the description below. Also, if you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel before, I'd encourage you to do so. Helps make sure you don't miss any of my videos. I will be back on Monday morning with a look at your work week forecast.